Nudge Architecture and Design.
Okay, so Nudge Architecture and Design, big concept.
Yes.
Where does it begin?
All right, so what it is when we place visual cues in your spaces that help you to make positive choices. So if you're trying to start or maintain healthy choices or some type of change, these nudges actually make a big difference. And I'm going to share with you like this on a really small scale.
Okay.
So I do this in my own practice as a designer to make sure that everyone's environment suits them and actually helps support whatever their goals and lifestyle are.
Okay.
So this is kind of the basis. You will also notice that these are things you probably already do, but maybe don't understand the motivation behind it. And so that's what I'm hoping to accomplish today.
Yeah, I love that too. And sometimes I know when I'm thinking about starting design, like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
So this is something that
This is functionality.
Okay.
This is that basis. This is one element of making sure a space functions well for you and your family, who else lives there.
Okay, well, where do we start?
So we're going to start with like your entryway. So often these are the places where when we have things coming in or things exiting, normally it's the coming in that is a challenge. So little nudges are visual cues, right? So we're going back to the visual cue, and we're going back to like, this is really simple, a hook. So hooks, I mean, I know this is like having that one spot where things will land, where your keys are going to land a dish. So this is like tiny scale, where these are actually little visual nudges so that you can maintain your spaces. So these are just small examples. Entryways are really great because if they are well thought out, they will help you maintain your spaces. Rather than, especially with kids, like coats land wherever, paper. So the other thing is to have an inbox. If you're someone who will not sort mail or paper that comes in every day, and there's some, I like to put mine on an island because it'll bother me and I'll sort it out that day. But it bothers me. It doesn't bother everyone. Some people will just pile on top of it.
I'm like you. I put it there so my husband will look at his and I can look at mine.
It works though. So but if it doesn't work for you and you would just like pile more on top of it, have an inbox so it lands there. So that nudge, be like, oh yeah, I need to empty the paper. Or the kids too, they know everything goes in here, and preferably you deal with it daily. But you know, whatever your habits are, at least it's landing in one small space. Plus, this is really shallow. Very important. You don't want a giant box for paper because you will fill it and then you will never touch it.
Yeah.
It'll be scary.
Okay,
so we don't want that.
That's kind of entryway. Entry or exit, really, I feel like.
Entry or exit, wherever that is in your house. And remember that sometimes where coat closets are not where we enter and exit our house. So make sure you take that into account. Like, where are you actually entering and exiting? You should have stations and nudges set there so that you can maintain your space better.
That's so good. Now let's talk kitchen. Yes.
So healthiness is a big time of the year for January, right? So visual cues are literally just having things out. We want to make sure it's visual. So bowls of fruit actually being out increases our likelihood that we're going to actually eat something healthy. So I know this is, once again, really simple, but if we can apply this to other areas of our life in bigger ways, it's really helpful. Then in your fridge, have the fruit ready to go. You can see it. It's like, oh yeah, I should be eating grapes, not Cheetos, you know.
Like put it in front of your face.
So there's little things in the kitchen. Same thing in the kitchen. If your paper lands in there, we have an inbox maybe in there instead of in the entryway. Same kind of concept there.
Okay,
so,
and then
bedroom.
Yes, bedroom. Which
laundry tends to be a big issue for people, and especially whether you're an adult or you're a teen. I talk about this a lot with teens. Having multiple places for clothes to land, at least they're corralled, is helpful. And if they're out in the room, they can be visual and cute. You know, you can get really attractive laundry baskets, so they can be out. Doesn't have to always be in the closet. And sometimes having more than one, just so it collects it, is actually a game changer. Plus, on your bedside table, make sure you have like a dish to kind of collect whatever's coming off, or wherever you're taking your jewelry off, or whatever it is that day. You want these places for things to land. You see it, you're like, oh yeah, this is what belongs there.
And that's so cute.
Yeah, it is. You can like use your grandmother's stuff that, you know, you're gonna inherit. Plus, on a bedside table, it should always have storage. Make sure you buy bedside tables that have drawers so that you can actually put some stuff away and it's not a visual nightmare.
Okay, I really appreciate this. It's like the proactive approach, like nudging you.
From the front end. And so when we design spaces, we make sure to take into account what your habits are so that you can actually live the life you want to live and not be maintaining your spaces all the time.
And I also think it's really cool that you're just very transparent and say, this is how you utilize this approach.
I do, yes, absolutely. It is a practice that is very important.
Well, you nailed it for me with the mail, with laundry. So I'm going to take these home and start practicing them. So thank you so
Awesome.
much. And again, these are just a few of the tips that Helen loves to provide. Any just general suggestions for getting started with this? Start with one room, or what do you think?
One tiny small space.
Okay,
So,
okay.
you know, like one zone, and when I mean, or like one corner. So you want small. We want really small bites, not big bites, because you will become discouraged and you won't follow through on it, more than likely. So we don't want that to happen.
Oh, okay, love it. Here's the tips. You just saw the website there. Of course, it's Helen Austen. Austen is spelled with an E. There she is. Check her out. She's got tons of info for you. So if you can check that out.